Have you ever seen a place you've never been to before and thought, I don't know why, but I need to go there? Maybe it's a particular city, a country, a mountain range, an island, or perhaps, like many people, you feel inexplicably drawn to the ocean. And sometimes the obvious explanation seems to be, I must have lived there in a past life. And you know what? Sometimes that's exactly what the Akashic Records reveal. But sometimes the answer is a bit more strange. What if you're remembering something that simply feels like it? Today in Soul Cloud, we're exploring the question, why do I feel drawn to a certain place? I'm Diane G. I'm an Akashic Records reader and an emotional energy healer, and you're watching Soul Cloud. Hello and welcome, everyone. If it's your first time here, hello and welcome. And to the people who are not first timers here, hello and welcome back. Um, Soul Cloud is a show where we talk about spiritual concepts and try to answer or at least discuss spiritual concepts and questions. So let me just set this up very quickly. There we go. I want to say hi to the people who are here very early. Uh, Jax, our amazing moderator. Thank you so much, Jax, for being here. And I hope you're feeling better today. Leo Mega 8 is here. Hi, Leah. The Painless is here. And CJ and Katz is here. Thank you, everyone, for being here. And Catherine318 is here. Hello, Catherine. And Libers is here. Hi, Libers. Audra. Hi, Audra. It's been a while. And Rossi is here. Hi, Rossi. Okay. So, for the first part of the show, we usually talk about questions that often get asked or things that we wonder about. Not necessarily to answer them, but sometimes just to open our minds to the possibilities and, yeah, expand, expand our knowledge of it and wisdom. And today we're asking the question, why do I feel drawn to a certain place? And I'm going to try to answer this from an Akashic Records perspective. But later on, during the second part of the show, we do mini Akashic Records readings or energy clearings. So if you're interested in that, type in hashtag here. There we go. Oops, the other side. Type in hashtag here. I'll draw for people randomly later. And if I get drawn, if my name get drawn, please don't be too surprised. I win almost every time. I'm very lucky when it comes to the draw. Well, yeah, the hashtag for today is hashtag here to enter the draw for a mini reading. Okay, there we go. I was monitoring the giveaway tool for a second. Okay, it's working. Okay. Hello, Snapdragon Lady. Snapdragon Lady is saying, I was told years ago that I need to be in one location while I was traveling. I just moved back here in November and I agree. Awesome. Sometimes I don't know if this is applicable to you, and if it is, if you're watching the replay and this is applicable to you, type it in the comments. If you're in the chat, type it in the chat. But have you ever seen like a photo of a place, or you keep hearing this certain place, or watch it in movies, see it in pictures, see it on YouTube, on TikTok, or wherever, and you feel so incredibly drawn to that place? For example, like Southeast Asia, where I am, you feel inexplicably drawn to that, or a place in Europe, for example, Eiffel Tower, and you're wondering, why do I want to go here? why does this place seem familiar to me? And personally, I have experienced that. And I'm wondering, have you ever experienced that as well? Because this is a question that I get asked a lot as an Akashic Records reader. Like, why do I feel drawn to a certain place? And usually our minds would jump into the conclusion that I must have lived in that place before, or I must have had a past life in that place, in this location. But I've learned as an Akashic Records reader, it's not like 100% certain. It's not 100% sure that when we feel drawn to the place that we've had a past lifetime there. Oh, Catherine saying, "Yep, Bergen or Bergen, Norway." So you feel drawn to Norway, uh, and Leo Mega 8 is saying Romania. Awesome. So a lot of us feel drawn or feel attracted to certain places, and we don't exactly know why and understand why. The Akashic Records offers a perspective on that, and sometimes it's that we've lived past lives in that area or in that specific place. But what I've learned as an Akashic Records reader is that it's not 100%. Uh, there are times when it's not the place itself, but the vibe of that place or certain elements in that place that make us feel or make us remember a past life experience that we've had. For example, I know a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people who want to live near places where there's water. Like there's bodies of water, be it a lake, sea, or ocean. And they're like, I don't know why. I just want to live near water. And it's like, interesting. So when we ask the Akashic Records, it's like, oh, it's because I've lived in water planets before. So water to me feels like home. There's a lot of cases like that. Or they lived near a body of water before and they had fond memories of that. So in this lifetime, when they incarnated, they're like, okay, I want to live near a body of water before, or a body of water in this lifetime because it reminds me of places and experiences that I had that I was fond of. And it's not just bodies of water. There are also people who are drawn to mountain ranges, uh, and it's very interesting. There are people who are drawn to nature or places where there's a lot of trees, there's a lot of nature. It's not that they have lived in that area, but they remind them of the place that they call home. And sometimes it's not even here on Earth. There are people who come from a place or a star system called Mintaka. It's a star system in Orion. And this is something comes that has come up frequently for me in the past 2 weeks at least. Mintaka keeps on coming up. And Mintaka is like a star system that got kind of destroyed uh, during the Lyra Draconian Wars. And it has a lot of water planets. And there's a tendency for people who come from Mintaka, when they incarnate here, they're drawn to water, or at least places where there's a lot of bodies of water. And they feel a certain emotional pull. It's not just, hey, this feels like home. Sometimes bodies of water make them cry. And it's because they've had fond experiences as one, but also they long for home. The Mintaka that we know right now is not the Mintaka that they might have known when they lived there because, yeah, it got kind of destroyed. It still exists, but it's not the same anymore. So there's this kind of longing for the place that they call home. So those are some of the examples that I have encountered as an Akashic Records reader about people who get drawn to certain places. So yeah, it doesn't mean that when you get drawn to, for example, Japan, that you've lived in Japan before. You can ask, why do I feel drawn to Japan? One of the reasons, maybe, is because you've lived in another area, maybe in East Asia, where it's very similar to Japan, or you've lived in Pleiades, where there's an area that's very similar to Japan. So it's not 100% certain that when you get drawn to a place that you've lived there before. So it's one of the misconceptions that a lot of people that I often encounter. Okay, I'm just going to go to some of the comments. Libers is saying, I'm fascinated with ancient Egypt, the Mediterranean. Realized I have lived very close to large bodies. Interested. Oh, and this is very interesting as well. Catherine is saying, my aunt had that while visiting a castle in Germany. She knew where the secret passages were. Has she been to Germany before? I want to know. Because this is soul remembrance. Our soul is remembering an experience that we had or that they had in a certain place. So it's very interesting. Oh, this is the first part of that. Mary Thornberry is saying, many years ago when visiting Charleston SC, I knew where everything was. Ah, awesome. My partner Rob kept asking how I knew where things were. I said I knew no, I just do. So yes, I thought past life. Very likely yes. When we remember certain things in a place that we have no way of knowing, usually that's our soul remembering. I want to share one of my experiences that's similar to this. Um, I keep dreaming. There was a period when I kept dreaming of a wall, like a real wall, big wall. That's a brick wall, and uh, it keeps showing up in my dreams. And every time I saw that wall, I was so afraid. I was so scared. I would cry when I see that wall in dreams. And I'm like, what's up with that wall? And then I realized when I started doing this work, when I started reading the Akashic Records, and I started delving into my past lives, that wall that I was seeing, it was in Warsaw. It was the Ghetto Wall in Warsaw, Poland. And I realized, oh my gosh, I lived there before. During World War II, I was there. And I didn't have, I wasn't there. I haven't been to Poland. But it was my soul remembering that experience. It doesn't need to be like the entire place. We don't need to remember our entire place, but our soul remembers different elements, different places, different things that we might have experienced in a certain place. That's why we feel drawn, or maybe not drawn. Maybe we dislike a place, even though we don't understand why. I want to say hi to the people who are I haven't said hi to earlier. Stephanie, Violets for Roses here. Rising Violets for Roses is here. Hello, Stephanie, and Gary for Grace is here. Hi, Gary. Nancy Ray is also here, and Zakeshna Campos is also here. Hello, Zakeshna. And Al, hi Al. Al's here. Kiara Jade is here. Hello, Kiara. And Batul is here. Hello, Batul. Tamer Kanpolat is here. Hi, Tamer. Tamer is sharing. For me, there are photos of places that invoke some fear or mixed emotions in me. Maybe I had some negative experiences in those places in past lives. Yeah. Uh, I asked, why do I feel drawn to certain places? But there, you can also ask, why do I fear certain places, or why does this place invoke this kind of feeling within me? Like the example that I gave about Mintaka and the people who came from there who might feel like a certain longing when they come to bodies of water. It's a soul remembrance, or a soul remembering uh, past life experience. It doesn't have to be fun ones, unfortunately. We also remember the ones where we've had unpleasant experiences. But yeah, our soul remembers. We just don't realize how much. And Catherine is saying, oh, this is about her aunt visiting in Germany, and she knew the places, and she haven't been to Germany. Amazing. This is amazing. This is just an example of our souls remembering the lives we've lived before. Oh, Batul is saying, this is insane. Last live when you mentioned Poland, I said, wow, I gotta ask about the places that I've lived in because I lived 9 years in Poland. Now this live is about places. This is perfect. This is the perfect episode for you then, Batul. Hi, Annie Bear. Thank you for bringing us along with you in your pocket while you're walking. And I hope you enjoy your walk. And Mystical Signatures is here. Hi, Mary. And Wardsy is here. Hello, Wardsy. And yes, the hashtag for today is right here. Type in hashtag here to enter the draw for mini readings. I'm going to open the records in a short while. Sorry. I was having technical difficulties with my lighting a while ago. That's why I was a bit late when I started the live. But it seems it's happening again. So thank you for your patience with me. And in case it goes dark, I will be right back. But yeah, the hashtag for today is hashtag here. If you'd like to enter the draw for a mini reading. Hello, Erin. And hello, Irene. Thank you for being here. And the questions for today, you don't have to ask about the places that you've been in. Although, if you want to, yes, you can. But during Soul Cloud, it's open for uh, at least today's episode is open for any Akashic Records questions. So you can ask about your soul development, past lives that you lived. But yeah, also I do energy clearings, and yeah, you may also ask for that if your name is drawn. So I'm just going to open the records. Let's take 3 deep breaths, everyone. Only the highest frequency of love and light can remain in the sacred space, and all objects in the sacred space for the highest good of this group, consisting of myself, those who are watching right now, those who will join us later, and those who will watch the replay. All other energies must leave now. All other energies must leave now. All other energies must leave now. Now I call in the highest level of the divine that knows that love is the power and the truth from which we read, our highest level guides and angels to help us with this reading. Archangel Michael and Archangel Metatron, please hold this sacred space. And so it is. And so we do acknowledge the forces of light, asking for guidance, direction, and courage to know the truth as it is revealed for our highest good, the highest good of all, and the most benevolent outcome. Akashic Records Master, Spirit Guides, and Angels, please let us know this group in the light of the Akashic Records and enable us to share the wisdom and compassion that the Masters, teachers, and loved ones have for us. The records are now open. Okay, everyone. Sorry, I was just reading the comments a while ago while I was reading the prayer. And Mary Thornberry is saying, I know when I was very little, 6 or 7, when, when family would watch World War II movies, I always had a frightful reaction to the black boots. Same feeling with Hogan's Heroes, so did not watch. Uh, it's a bit similar for me. Aside from that wall, I don't like tattoos. Like I'm okay with seeing them. I just don't want them on my body. And yeah, I know I now know why. But yeah, my heart goes out to you. Our soul remembers a lot more than we realize, and a lot more than our self right now realizes. So yeah. Uh, so we're going to start drawing for people to read for. But what's very interesting about this public readings, when I do readings on YouTube, one message for the person who got drawn might not only be for that person. It's amazing. but it happens because spirit knows who's going to watch in the future. So if you're watching the replay, hello, future people. If the message resonates for you, even if it's not your story, but you might have had a similar experience before and the lessons are similar, take it. The message is also for you. The Akashic Records masters and spirit, they know which messages is going to resonate for many people. And we have a tendency, they have a tendency to choose those. I mean, everyone has had many lifetimes, but they know which one to choose. It's so fascinating and mind blowing, even though it has happened many, many times before. It still amazes me to this day. So, yeah, if the message resonates for you, take it. If it doesn't resonate for you, that's also okay. You can still learn from the readings and the messages for other people. Thank you so much, Aaron. Yes, now is the perfect time to like. And if you're watching the replay or are just scrolling by and you want to get a reading in the future, yeah, consider subscribing to the channel as well. It helps the community and the channel grow. So, okay. Uh, I'll draw for four people. And when your name is drawn, please type your question in. Hypnicity. Hello, Nalani. Uh, Congratulations, and please type in your question. I'll just take note of this. Next person we have is drumroll. Amethyst Lapistero. Hi, Al. Congratulations, and please type in your question. Iron Fire Horse. Irene, congratulations, and please type in your question. Snapdragon Lady. Congratulations, Snapdragon Lady, and please type in your question. Again, that's Hypnicity, Amethyst Lapis Tarot, Iron Fire Horse, and Snapdragon Lady. I'll draw for another set later on. But yeah, those four are the first ones. I got your question, Alani. So we're still waiting for. Okay, I see. So we're still waiting for Amethyst Lapistero, Iron Fire Horse, and Snapdragon Lady to enter their questions. I got your request, Snapdragon Lady. Oops. But yes, please remember that this is for entertainment and spiritual purposes only. Uh, Please always consult with your medical professionals in matters concerning your health. I got your question, Irene. And I got your question out. Okay. First up is Hypnisty, who's asking any messages from my time with Merlin. Interesting. Master Merlin. Okay. First, I answered, did Melanie have a past lifetime with Merlin? And I'm getting a yes on this, Hypnisty, that you've shared a lifetime, or maybe more than one lifetime with Merlin. But I'm also getting that you also shared lifetime with him when he wasn't Merlin. I know Merlin has lived for a very long time, but he also had other incarnations. And I feel more drawn to the other incarnations than the one that you had when he was Merlin. So I'm going to focus more on that. Merlin was in serious. Okay. What I'm getting is actually a past lifetime that you had off Earth with another Merlin incarnation, and it was in Sirius. It was in Sirius A, is what I'm hearing from the masters. You had a past lifetime with him in Sirius. He was your teacher back then. Okay. What was she learning? What was Nalani's mission back then, please? What was she learning from Merlin in Sirius A? Messenger. Okay, from Merlin, what you learned from there or from him as a teacher was how to channel, is what I'm getting. Like I'm seeing you in my mind's eye with Merlin. It wasn't just you, there were two other people with you. So it was a very small class that you had with him. He was teaching the three or four of you to channel. And it's something that's related to your chakras. Like he's teaching you how to open up your chakras so that you can be a conduit of that energy and for the energy to flow a little bit more, a little more open, if that makes sense. Okay, why this lifetime, masters? It's because they're encouraging you to check your chakras. That's why they're trying to uh, pull our attention towards that. Like if you want to be a messenger, if you want to channel, focus on your chakras. I think that's the message that this lifetime is bringing. Did I get that? Okay. Yeah. They're confirming. Yep. Got that. So I hope that helps, Nalani. Um, check your chakras. Make sure that they're open before you channel the messages. Because what I'm getting is that it might not even be a blockage, but might be an imbalance that you had with that you have with one of your chakras. That's why it might be difficult to channel some of the messages from time to time. But yeah, that is the message that I'm getting from your guides from Merlin. That is related with your records and your past life. So thank you so much for letting me read for you, and I hope that helps. Hello, Fleet M. Readings are drawn at random. If you're interested in getting a reading, and to those people who are just popping in, please type in hashtag here to enter the draw for the readings today. If you've entered it once, that's okay. You're in for the entire episode. And next person is Amethyst Lapistero, who is asking, I feel that my spirit team has something they want me to do in the future, possibly recording a download. Any guidance on their requests for me coming soon? Okay. Open. Should I draw a card for I asked if they want me to draw cards for you, and they're like, no, just just check. It's okay. Ah, not recording is what I'm seeing, Al. I'm seeing you writing them down on notebook. Is this for a book? Book? How about a vlog? A blog or a vlog? Okay. What I'm seeing is that you were writing, you're channeling, but you're writing them down on notebook, and it's something that you're sharing, or you will be sharing with vlogs, like video logs. Okay, is this the mission? A mission that she planned to do? Yes. As a messenger? Yes. Okay. So yeah, I'm getting vlogs for you. Uh, Al, I know that you have a channel. And for everyone who's interested, she's Amethyst Lapis Tarot. So yeah, if you get downloads, channel them first. Write them down. That's initially what came in. You're writing them down and you sharing them, either in your channel or somewhere. So yeah, I feel like you have messages that your spirit team wants you to deliver to other people as well. But it was very clear. The writing part was very clear. But I hope that helps, Al. And again, thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. Selena, hi Selena. Essence of the Moon Selena is here. Also a wonderful reader and a wonderful person overall. Okay, Iron Fire Horse is driving. Take care. And yeah, keep safe, please. No need to reply in the chat. Please keep safe while you're driving. Please, please, please. Next up is Iron Fire Horse. And don't worry, Irene, this isn't too long. Irene is asking, would like to know about my affinity towards Edinburgh Castle. I hope I didn't butcher that. You know me and my pronunciation. Edinburgh Castle. I was born in Scotland and have been to the castle twice. Both times it felt very familiar. Okay. First question that usually always ask is, did Irene have a past lifetime in Edinburgh Castle? I'm getting a no on this. Does the place remind her of somewhere else? Okay, this is more like yes. It's not that you lived there before, but it's more of a place that you remind you of somewhere else. So let's dive into the ether and the records. This is also in Scotland. Was Irene a duke before? You had a past lifetime as nobility, Irene. Like I'm seeing dukedom. Was this in Wales or Scotland? Ireland. Ireland. They're showing me a castle. Okay, a castle. But they're telling me that it's not something that exists anymore because it's very old. Like even it looks like before medieval ages, and it was in Europe. So I'm asking which specific place, and I got Ireland. Is it near the border? Oh, it's near the border of Ireland, or it was, because they're telling me it doesn't exist anymore. And so instead of being drawn to that place, you're drawn to other places that you remind you of it. Yeah, what is it about Edinburgh that reminds Irene of that place? Comfort. Okay, during your lifetime in Ireland, you lived in comfort. Um, uh, barony, like a baron or duke. Okay, you were more like a baron in that lifetime. I'm seeing male. You had a past lifetime there as a male person, and you lived in comfort. I'm seeing you had like three children during that time. One of them died as a child, but there are two who you loved very much. I'm not seeing a wife. Oh, it passed away as well. Okay, but there were you had two children, one male, one female, whom you loved and doted very on. You loved and doted on very much during that lifetime. But yeah, it was a very fun lifetime for you because you lived in comfort. Is one you enjoyed the challenges that you had in that castle-like place. Like you would go into battles and you would plan and strategize for those battles. That's what I'm seeing. So it felt very challenging for you. But also, with the challenges come the sort of sense of pride when you won the battles. But yeah, it was a fun lifetime for you. That's why you get drawn to places that are similar to that. It's not the Edinburgh Castle per se, but yeah. Oh, okay. Iron Fire Horse is saying, I'm parked now. thank, thank you for pulling over. She says, always had a thing for Ireland. My parental grandparents are from there. Awesome. Yeah, it was more about Ireland, but it was close to Scotland, is what I'm getting. That's why you're also drawn to Scotland. But yeah, thank you so much for letting me read for you, Irene, and I hope that helps. And last for this batch is Snapdragon Lady, who is asking for an energy healing. Okay. When I do this, it's not as thorough as when I do private one-on-one energy healings. So yeah, I'm just going to ask for one that would be most beneficial for you in this moment, Snapdragon Lady. And again, this is for entertainment and spiritual purposes only. Please always consult with your medical professionals in matters concerning your health. What energy healing or clearing would be most beneficial for Snapdragon Lady Archangel Raphael? Are this incoming or outgoing? Oh, would it be beneficial to cut this? I'm beneficial for Snapdragon Lady overall. Okay. So what I'm getting from your spirit guides and spirit team, Snapdragon Lady, is that you have energy cords that are attached to you. So energy cords usually there are a lot of people who have energy cords, so don't be afraid if you have them. But yeah, it kind of drains your energy because you're giving it away to someone. and you're mixing it with someone. So when you feel like you get angry, for example, and you don't understand why, you don't have any reason to be angry, and yet you feel that way. Sometimes it's because our energies are tangled up with someone else's. And I feel like this is the case for you. I'm just going to get more details, like where it is, or if there's more than one. Okay, just one. I'm seeing it from your, like, this area, but I'm just verifying if it's mirrored her left or her right. Okay, this is on your right side, so this side. So it's more attached to your throat chakra area, is what I'm seeing. So if this is something that you want to be cut, yeah, please type in yes in the chat. If not, type in no. That's also okay. I did an episode that's specifically for energy cords. So if you're interested in that, please check the playlist, the Soul Cloud playlist. I think I did that around December last year. So it explains more about energy cords, and yeah, it also provides a small meditation where you can cut energy cords. So yeah, you can also check that out. So okay, Snapdragon Lady says yes. I call in Archangel Michael. Okay, I'll use this pendulum. I call in Archangel Michael. He's got all energy cords that are not beneficial for Snapdragon Lady's highest good, the highest good fall, the most benevolent outcome. I call in Archangel Satchel. The energy that does not belong to Snapdragon Lady from her. And it's done. It's verified that it's done. But I hope that helps, Snapdragon Lady. What I feel is that I feel a bit tired. Uh, I mean, this might be something that you're feeling because of that energy cord that was attached. That was attached to you. Oh, thank you so much, Jacqueline. Jacqueline posted the link to that video. Yes, cut cords and call back your energy. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Jacqueline. And yes, since Snapdragon Lady is the last for this round, I'm going to draw for four more people to read for, and the hashtag for today is hashtag here. So if you're interested in getting a reading, a mini reading or energy clearing, please type in hashtag here. I'm going to start drawing for four people. So thank you for your help, everyone. First for the next round is Fleet M. Hi, Fleet M. Please type in your question. Nancy Ray 17, congratulations, Nancy, and please type in your question. Leah Omega 8, Leah, congratulations, Leah, and please type in your question. Kiara Jade. Kiara, congratulations. And please type in your question. Okay, I got your question, Nancy. Fleet M, I'm don't usually do like messages from spirit in this show, at least. Uh, I do Akashic Records readings for this show. So if you're open to it, we can ask for uh, a past lifetime that would be most beneficial for you. Usually, the messages go through or come from there. Uh, but yeah, if you're open to that, to learning of a past lifetime where you had a lesson, an experience that would be most beneficial for you to help in this moment, that would be great. If it's okay, Fleet M, let me know. Okay, got you. Thank you so much, Fleet, for your understanding. But okay, I have your question. Oh, Snapdragon Lady is saying us feeling so relaxing now. Great, 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 great. Usually, energy cords make us feel really drained. Since we're giving energy to another person or a situation unnecessarily. So yeah, I'm glad that you feel so relaxed after the clearing. So we're still waiting for Kiara Jade. So while we're waiting for her, I'll start reading for Nancy Ray, who's asking, "What is my connection to the Bosnian pyramids?" Ah, interesting. I feel drawn there and would like to visit there in the future. Uh, did Nancy Ray have a past lifetime where she spent it in the Bosnian pyramids? I'm getting a yes on this, but what's very interesting is that while I was asking for the, while I was asking this question, I felt like you were non-human during that lifetime. Like you were one of our star cousins. You were one of our star cousins when you went to the Bosnian pyramids. Wait, not that. I broke my Thor's hammer, everyone. So I'm using this for today. Was she a star being from another from outside of Earth when she had that past life experience in the Bosnian pyramids? I'm getting a yes on this. So okay, can you tell me what race she was? Was she an Arcturian during that time? Not an Arcturian, actually. Okay, okay. Show me, please. Syrian or Pleiadian? Huh. I was getting Pleiadian. I don't recall if you've had any Pleiadian lifetimes, but I'm getting Pleiadian. So you might have had Pleiadian lifetimes. I'm seeing male. Sorry, I keep dropping a lot of stuff today. But I'm seeing male Pleiadian with long hair, long blonde hair. And you were from either Alcyon or Taygeta, is what I'm getting. Because you were on a ship, on a triangular ship. Your mission there was grid work. Like you were supervising building the pyramids, or at least the technology there that allowed you to connect the energy from those pyramids, from those Bosnian pyramids, to somewhere else. And it helps with Earth's grid work in the sense that it helps with Earth's defense. Like, I'm asking what your role was specifically during that lifetime. Like I'm seeing you in the sort of command or cockpit of that huge ship. So you were part of the Galactic Federation of Light during that lifetime, and it was your assignment to be in that place. And I'm seeing crystals. So you were part of the people who were connecting the crystals. Oh, and making sure that things were aligned. Like there is, and I don't understand this personally because it's very complicated for me, but there is a sacred geometric or a sacred geometrical considerations to where to put the pyramids. And you were supervising that. Like it has to be in this place so that it connects with somewhere else. Like, I'm trying to see where it's connected, but they're just showing me lines. But it's at least connected with four other pyramids on Earth. And yeah, the goal for that is for defense. That was your role. Like you were there during its development. But I'm hearing it was an important technological aspect during that time for Earth. Like this was a very long time ago. Like probably during the time of Atlantis. Not Atlantis. Well, it was a very long time ago. I don't know when the Bosnian pyramids were built, but it feels close to when Atlantis was around. It feels close to that time. And that was your involvement in the Bosnian pyramids. But I'm going to ask just one more question. Did Nancy spend time there as a human, like as an Earth human? I'm getting a no. Your connection there was more when you were a Pleiadian. But I hope that helps, Nancy. Was a very interesting question. So thank you so much for trusting me to do this reading for you. And I hope that helps. Oh, okay. Nancy's saying, you're amazing, Diane. Thank you. I thought I was off world at that time and had some connection in the building. Yes, you were. You were Pleiadian during that time. You're amazing as well. Like I don't understand fully what you were doing. I just knew by how they showed it to me. Like you were connecting the structures and you understood. I don't. I don't. But you knew where to put the places, where to put the buildings, to put the structures. So that was really amazing. And thank you so much for your work. And I got your question, Kiara. Thank you so much for your help, Stephanie. I see the questions very clearly. Okay, that makes sense. I was dropping some. Oh, hold on, I'll be right back. I was wondering what I dropped. It turned out the I dropped the list with people's names on it. So yeah, next person I'm reading for is Fleet M. Linda, hi Linda. Linda is here. Our good friend Linda. And everyone, today or this week is Into the Ether week. I'll be on with Linda de Gonzalez on Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern. So if you haven't subscribed to either of our channels, please make sure that you do so you don't miss it this Wednesday. So Fleet M is was asking about messages from her spirit team, but yeah, she agreed to ask about past lives, where it can be applicable to her current life. So thank you so much, Fleet, for that. Metatron, could you please show me a past life of Fleet M that would be most beneficial for her to remember or know in this moment? Hmm, okay, was this in Vietnam, Indonesia? Okay. I'm seeing like farmlands, and it felt like Southeast Asia to me. So I asked, and I'm getting that you had a past lifetime in Indonesia as a farmer, and I'm seeing rice. So you were a rice farmer, but I'm not getting. It's hard to pinpoint the time frame for this because were no buildings, but it looks like very peaceful countryside. Like there were rice paddies. You worked in the rice paddies. You were male in that lifetime. I'm seeing either in your late 30s or early 40s. You had like a hat on while you were farming. Okay. How is this related to her current life? Okay. I'm like the word perseverance is popping in my mind, in my mind's eye right now. One of the themes that you're trying to learn or trying to know more of is of perseverance. Like during that time, you had to work hard just to eat, and not just for yourself. Like you needed to work hard so that you can provide for your family during that time. This is related to your current lifetime because somehow you carry that mentality from that previous lifetime to this one. You feel like abundance needs hard work, and that's okay. But what I'm getting is that also you're learning in this lifetime, or you're trying to unlearn that in this lifetime. I think that's more befitting. You're trying to unlearn that mentality because now you realize that it's a flow. One of the tricky bits about manifestation is that you don't have to chase for it. You just need to believe that, hey, I'm worthy of this and it's going to happen. And this is one of the things that you're trying to learn manifestation, that you don't have to work hard for something to be worthy of it. That's why they're showing this past lifetime. In that lifetime, yes, you got abundance, but you needed to work hard for it. But in this lifetime, you're trying to learn, even if I don't work hard for it, I'm still worthy of abundance. So you're trying to learn more about that theme of perseverance and abundance. I don't know if that makes sense for you, Fleet M, but that's what I'm getting. The message that I'm getting from that past lifetime and how it's related to this one. It's more about having to unlearn that mentality that you need to work hard just so that you can get abundance. Ward C, I think Ward C is asking for another round, but uh, we're past the hour now, so I won't be doing another round. But I will be back on Wednesday with Linda de Gonzalez for Into the Ether. So if you're interested in that, yeah, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet. Um, and yeah, I hope to see you there. But yeah, that's what I'm getting for you, Fleet M. It was a message about abundance and how you don't have to work hard to be worthy of it. And the same goes for everyone. A lot of us think that we're not worthy of money, of maybe even fame for some, but abundance. If we don't work hard for it, if we don't like push ourselves to the limit, but it's not usually the case. Like I say, I'm lucky all the time, and I am. But there was a period where I didn't feel like I was lucky. I kind of faked it initially until I made it, until I believed that I was lucky. And then I became lucky, if that makes sense. But yeah, I am very lucky. I wholeheartedly believe that now, and I am worthy of abundance. So for people who are watching right now who don't feel like they are worthy of abundance, you can look in the mirror and say that I am worthy of abundance. I am worthy of the things that I want, even though even if I don't have to work hard for it. I am worthy of the things that I am receiving right now. I am worthy. So yeah, I hope that helps. And Fleet M, thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. Next person is Leo Omega 8 who is asking, may I ask the records, will I have a place to grow flowers and food? Thank you. Okay. What's your own land? Okay, Leah. If you're asking if you're going to have like your own land to grow food or flowers at, right now with the current energies, I'm getting a no. But what's very interesting is that when I ask this question, I also heard the phrase, you don't need to. And I was looking at vines and I'm like, what's happening? You don't need land. I mean, sure, it will be easier if you have a piece of land to plant them on. But what I'm seeing is that with your talents, with your gifts that you came in on earth, you don't need to. You can grow from pots, and I'm seeing vines, or even you find ways on where you can grow the food and flowers, even though you don't own the piece of land. Like I'm seeing pots and what do you call that? Where the vines kind of grow. I can't remember, but Leah, you're more well versed in gardening and farming. So if you know what they're called, a trellis. Yeah, a trellis. I think trellis where vines and plants actually grow. You have the ability, you have the gift to make them grow in places where you don't think that they can. But yeah, if it comes to land, I'm not saying that it's impossible that you will own the land where you can, but with the current energies, I'm getting a no on that. But again, you don't need to. With your gifts, you can grow them anywhere. If the goal is just to grow flowers and food, you don't need that piece of land right now. Oh, orchards. Orchards. I see that's the dream. But yeah, it's not impossible, is what I'm getting. We have our own free will to change like the current energies if we want to. But yeah, I hope this helps. I'm sorry if it doesn't. It's not what you hoped for or expected, but that is what I'm getting from spirit. And again, you have the free will to change it if you want to. But I hope this helps. And yeah, thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you, Leah. All the best to you. And last for this round, we have, and for this episode actually, a there we go. Is Kiara Jade who is asking, is there any certain past life that is currently affecting my feelings, emotions, and viewpoints on subjects in my current life? Amazing question, Kiara. Okay, let's dive into the records, into the ether. I'm seeing one where you were a woman and you were wearing like blue and you had this kind of veil on. Turkey. Was this in Turkey or in Azerbaijan? Okay. I'm getting Azerbaijan. You had a past lifetime in Azerbaijan where you were a woman. I'm seeing you in your 30s. In that lifetime, you had like a husband, and it was not a good relationship. Like you were trained as a child to be subservient to your husband. I think it's culturally. I don't know. I can't pinpoint the time when this happened, but it's okay. I'm going to try. Was it earlier than 1080? 1300s? Okay, around 1300s. That's the rough estimate. Around 1300s in Azerbaijan. And that past lifetime that you had, it's affecting you right now because during that time you felt like you're not worthy, like you're a second class person because you were a woman and because you needed to serve your husband. But what's very interesting is that when I asked what is the connection between that lifetime and this one, I'm hearing rebel girl. In that lifetime, you were taught to serve your husband, but it also taught you different things. Like, okay, you learned more about your worth in that lifetime. You resisted the idea that you, ah, Kiara is saying, I will never serve a man. Awesome. Because in that lifetime, that's something that you learned. You didn't like it that you felt unworthy just because you're a woman. You didn't like that you were being treated poorly by your own husband just because you were a woman. It didn't make sense to you. So in this lifetime, you decided, you know what? F it. I'm a rebel girl this lifetime. I won't serve a man. And it's something that's related to that lifetime. You asked if it's affecting your viewpoints. This is more about your viewpoints in this current life because you learned from that experience that, hey, man or woman, we're born equal. It doesn't matter what your gender is, we're equal. And you want to be treated as an equal. It's more like that's what you want to do in this lifetime. And that's how it's related to that previous lifetime. Okay, Kiara Jade is saying, I've been abused in this lifetime too. I'm very sorry to hear that, Kiara. But yeah, I feel like this is also an opportunity for you to heal the wounds that you had in that lifetime because you just felt so unworthy, unloved in that one. And I'm really glad that you said, I will never serve a man because it means that, yeah, you're healing. You're reclaiming your power and you're reclaiming your worth. So I am very happy for you in that regard. So thank you so much, Kiara, for your wonderful question. Oh, Kiara is asking, did you say where I was? I'm getting Azerbaijan. Initially I thought it was Turkey, but they're like, no, a bit more to the right, to the east. Azerbaijan in that area. But yeah, I hope it helps, Kiara, to help you more, to help you understand yourself more in this lifetime. Yeah, I hope it helps. And thank you for your wonderful question. And thank you for letting me read for you today. So, everyone, that brings us to the end of our readings. But even if you weren't drawn and you just like the energy of the chat and hang out with us, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're watching the replay and you got to this part, thank you as well uh, for hanging out with us. If you haven't done it yet, subscribe and like the video. I am going to close the records now. There we go. Let's take 3 deep breaths, everyone. I would like to close by thanking the masters, teachers, and loved ones for their love and compassion. I would like to close by thanking the Akashic Records masters for their point of view. And I would like to close by thanking the divine source for all the knowledge and healing. The records are now closed, amen. The records are now closed, amen. The records are now closed, amen. Your energy stays with you, and my energy stays with me. Thank you so much again, everyone. Again, I will be back with the amazing Linda de Gonzalez this Wednesday for Into the Ether. So I hope to see you there again. So today we ask, why do I feel drawn to a certain place? And I hope, since we got a lot of questions from the audience about places where they were drawn to, that it explains a lot more about the topic and about that question. Maybe the places that we are drawn to aren't always calling us because we've been there before. Maybe sometimes they awaken something that we already know at soul level or we remember at soul level. Like a landscape can remind us of another landscape. The ocean can remind us of another world or another planet that we've been on. A feeling of home can exist even when we've never been physically there. And perhaps that's one of the beautiful things about the soul. It doesn't necessarily recognize places by their names or their coordinates. Sometimes it recognizes them by how they feel. So if there's a place you've always felt inexplicably drawn toward, maybe you don't have to immediately ask, was I there in a past life? Although that is a very interesting question. You might also ask something even more interesting. Like, what does this place remind my soul of? Because sometimes the place you're drawn to isn't where your story happened. It simply reminds your soul of somewhere it did. Thank you again, everyone, for joining me today on Soul Cloud. And until next time, stay curious about the soul. Bye.